Narcissists don't live in the real world. They live in a fake performance where everything is about them. They don't want to be understood. They want to be admired. As Marcus Aurelius once said, people who chase fame don't care about truth. They only want attention. Narcissists act like skilled performers, knowing when to smile, cry, or make you feel guilty. But their mask doesn't fall when you confront them. It falls when you stop playing along. To expose a narcissist, you first need to understand how they think. They live for attention and admiration, not for self-understanding. As long as people admire them, they act kind and charming. But once they feel they're losing control, they become cold and manipulative. They don't truly love others. They love the feeling of being loved. People are just mirrors for their ego. As Seneca said, needing approval from others is like wearing chains. Narcissists depend on praise to feel alive, but behind their confident appearance is fear. Fear of being ignored or forgotten. They control people to hide this fear, building a false identity around their emptiness. When you argue with a narcissist, they don't care who's right. They just want a reaction. You might use logic, but they'll twist things emotionally. They'll deny, blame, and make you feel like you're the problem. This is called gaslighting, when they make you question your own reality with comments like you're too sensitive or you're imagining things. In the end, they turn your pain into your fault and escape all responsibility. When dealing with a narcissist, you often leave the conversation feeling confused, doubting yourself, and unsure of what's real. This is a form of psychological manipulation. They don't attack you directly. They make you attack yourself. As Epictetus once said, if someone manages to anger you, it's because your mind allowed it. This is the heart of Stoic wisdom. No one can control you unless you give them that power. Every emotional reaction you give them is like a string they're pulling. You can't win a game that's rigged against you. Narcissists don't want peace, they want control. The moment you react emotionally, they've already won. So how do you beat them? You don't engage, you walk away. You stop playing their game. A woman once told me how she escaped a toxic marriage. She said she tried everything, crying, explaining, begging, but nothing worked. Then she stopped reacting. She went silent. That's when he became afraid. When you stop arguing, they lose control. When you stop needing their approval, they fall apart. Marcus Aurelius said that if you don't respond to an insult, the insulter loses all power. That's real strength, not in fighting back, but in staying calm and in control of yourself. Most people lose to narcissists because they try to make them understand or admit they're wrong. But narcissists live in a fantasy, and truth threatens that fantasy. For them to see the truth, they would have to face themselves. And that's what they fear most. But there is a way to expose them, not with yelling or blaming. Just one powerful question. A narcissist lives for attention and praise, not truth. They wear a mask and play a role, not because they want to be understood, but because they want to be admired. One powerful way to break through this illusion is to calmly ask them, what would you do if you could never impress anyone again? Then say nothing. Your silence does the rest. This question takes away their greatest source of power, admiration. Without an audience, they feel empty and lost. Deep down, they fear being meaningless. They might laugh it off or change the subject, but inside, they're shaken. A woman named Claire once asked a man she loved this very question. His answer, nothing means anything unless people know about it, was all the truth she needed. She realized she had fallen for an image, not a real person. True power, as Stoic philosophy teaches, comes from detachment. Detachment isn't coldness, it's emotional freedom. When you stop reacting, stop arguing, and stop needing their approval. They lose control over you. Stoicism is not about revenge. It's about mastering yourself. You win not by fighting, but by walking away, by no longer feeding the illusion. Narcissists aren't monsters. They are hurt people hiding behind a mask. You can't fix them, but you can stop letting them define your worth. The moment you stop needing to be admired, you become free. And that freedom, calm, clear, and unshaken, is the greatest victory of all.